take this dragon head though. Break open the roof here. Check the last chest. It's got junk, so we're just gonna fly back to that end gateway that we marked earlier next to an end city. Pillar up and Perlin. And presto, we're right back to where we started. It's so good to be back. Day 48, Inventory Management. We start the day off by crafting a ton of chests that we can put at the end of our existing chest line. They'll be filled with our endstone items that we've gotten from the end. There's a lot of them. We filled almost 2 shulkers worth of items. But a lot of these are duplicates, of course. It will make a specific chest for armors and a specific chest for diamond tools. Throw out all of our old iron tools because I'm not bothering to turn them into iron nuggets. Our iron situation isn't that bad. I mean, I used to do it a lot when like 1.17 and 1.18 came out because it was really hard to get iron, but it's not so bad anymore. As you can see, we've dyed our shulker boxes. The pink one is going to be for all our tools, and the blue ones are just going to be for all the junk that I find on my adventures. There's a lot of villagers in this hole, and I want them to clear out because I only wanted to reroll 1 villager at a time. This guy, I want him to go into the hole. Yep, he ignores me. And I just look over the town during the sunset. Day 49, Unbreaking and Mass Enchanting. Well, we're trying to get an Unbreaking villager. These villagers really don't want to take up a new job, it seems. Until we see that this guy has already come. He's found a new workstation. Oh, it's our Protection 3 guy. Oh, we'll just put a workstation out there for him. Alright, close ourselves in. Well, let's see what this guy's selling. Infinity? That's not what I want. Let's get him set up. Frostwalker 2? No. Another Frostwalker 2? No. Looting 3? It's tempting, but I already have Looting 3. Another Looting 3? No. And there we go. Unbreaking 3. It's expensive at 36, but you only need it on a couple things. I'll just put it on our elytra, on our shovel. With so many spare levels, it'd be a crime to waste this without enchanting all of our pickaxes with really good enchantments. I'll even craft up another pickaxe so I can enchant more pickaxes. Fortunately, I'm not getting the best rolls. Just some mediocre ones. I'll move the grindstone closer to the enchantment station because I'm going to use this a bunch. That one's pretty good. Until we have XP farm or a mob farm, we're not going to be able to get a bunch of levels really quickly, so I figured I would just use my experience wisely here. And I'd make an efficiency 5 pickaxe. I mean, you can't insta-mine stone unless you have a full-powered beacon, but there's something really satisfying about having the best pickaxe on you. Day 50, Nether Exploring. Well, now that we've got a full set of diamond gear, that's a good time to explore the nether to try to get some netherite upgrades, some more debris. Should get ourselves a little bit of lava out here, in case we find ourselves trapped by any piglins or hoglins. There's our end portal. Drink a fire res because we're flying around lava. I lost a hardcore once while flying around lava without fire res. Well, we've reached our first fortress. I didn't recognize it at first, but it's definitely our first fortress. Skeletons aren't dropping their heads. We have returned a sender from the ghast there, though. We collect that tears disc, as well as the tears. We go back to our entrance, and we think, we should get some blaze rods. Some extra blaze rods. Make more potions and whatnot. We have 8 minutes of fire resistance after all. They're not going to be able to hurt us. I feel like I've gathered enough blazes. I just rocket away. There's a ghast who's trapped in between some soul sand. Beat him up and take some gunpowder. This is brown mushroom resting on top of these basalt pillars. take that. Elytra flying is a little bit difficult, but it feels really satisfying to pull off. Of course, the elytra is the thing that really separates old Minecraft from new Minecraft. You have flight, you have the new textures, you have the enchantments, you have netherite. And it's not bad at all. I mean, it makes the game, you know, marginally more fun, but it's a very different experience. It changes the feeling from a sandbox to a more adventure survival game. I haven't looked up the gold routes for stables. I feel like I'd never find anything good in bastion chests either. And plus there's way too many holes for piglins and hoglins to drop through and hit you. In fact, we're being attacked by a piglin brute right here. Luckily we can just run away and shoot him with our power 4 bow. We'll clean up the rest of these nerds before going back into the stables. Eat a bit of food, and before we forget, we should drink fire res. Ugh, this area is so messy and cluttered. I can't find anything here. Let's go to the bottom. I know there's a guaranteed chest that spawns here, but it's got nothing good in it. I'll take out the silk touch pickaxe so that I can get some of this gilded blackstone, even though I'm not going to use it for anything. I get caught in this wall by a bunch of stuff, but at least there's no brutes, so I'm able to take it out without much worry. We'll open the chests at the bottom here, and we'll find an ancient brie. That's pretty nice. Our obsidian counts up to 11 now. Try to go up, see if we can find anything. We fall down a gap between the two structures. Get some more gilded blackstone. Slice open a little baby hoglin here. Get some of this gold at the top of the structure. And then there's a huge wave of piglins that comes, but they all die to the lava that I placed down. I think I'm good. I put my lava back up, and then whoops, there's a piglin brute who comes for me. Thankfully it's only one brute, so I'm able to take him out. We go to the top of the structure. There's 2 chests and a brute guarding it, so I'll burn him alive in lava. Day 51, Nightmare Stables. This stable wasn't so bad, but the next stable we're about to go to is kind of a pain in the butt. So first off, I gotta store everything in my inventory into a shulker chest, and we'll fly away. There's another bastion that's not too far away from us. It's another stables bastion though, so it's a bit disappointing. I land on top of the structure and start taking out the piglins before going around to the chests. There is a snout armor trim in this chest. That's very nice. Saves me the trouble of getting it. Also in this stables I'll find a ton of golden carrots. I remembered to drink my fire res and I float on down with the elytra. I've numbered all of the hoglins that I kill. I do kill 26 of them, but yes. There's also 13 carrots in this first chest. And we'll clear our inventory a bit since it got full again. There's some gold weapons as well that dropped from the piglins. Wanted to drop down a little bit. Wanted to explore from the top down to the bottom. So I've killed a little bit of hogs here. A bit more hogs in this staircase. I think there's a bit more hogs than usual around here. And after killing this one, well, there happens to be a piglin here and a brute behind me. And I go downwards and there's another brute. And oh my goodness, we are almost dead. So we can just hide out in the lava for a bit. Start shooting people with the power 4 bow. Like the submarine monkey from Bloons. When you have fire res, lava really is your friend in bastions and in the nether in general. And that's enough wallowing around in the lava. Let's build a staircase out and get chased by a brute again. But thankfully there's a little piglin coming to do a double kill on the brute. But he gets scared and runs into the lava. I guess he just couldn't handle the guild. Oh well. We'll clear out some more of this bastion. There's a line of hogs that keep falling from the sky. And, well, we shoot as many as we can with the power bow. If I may say something the slightest bit controversial, I find it interesting how when one ICE agent killed one woman in Minnesota, the entire media was in an uproar and a frenzy about the implications of it. And then what happens is not 2 or 3 days later that Iran's government goes into a total meltdown, and it's cracking down on protesters who are protesting against its government, and it's killing thousands of people, by the way. It's a tyrannical government, and yet the media coverage of it has been very, very sparse. There's another snout trim armor and some debris. That's very nice. We try to pillar up, and then we get knocked off by a hog. Our fire res has run out, so now we're actually just taking damage. We're surrounded by hogs on every side, and yeah, well, this is just not going so well. At least we got protection 4 armor, so we are facing a very slow death. But it is a death nonetheless if we stay in here, so we might as well just fly out and recover. And kill all of the rest of the people using bows that we can, so we don't want to get knocked off again. Even more hoglins up here. I didn't even know there could be more than like 10 or so hogs in a single stables, but there are just so many of them. And there's so many golden carrots. Those are actually very helpful. They're coming in handy, especially with the amount of food that we have to use to recover from all of these attacks. I think we're done with this bastion here. I'm just going back to kill the remaining pigs. I just want to see how many there were. And yep, we're off. Next up is this treasure bastion over here. Very nice. It's at least guaranteed to have a netherite upgrade in it. So I'll fly down a little bit lower so I don't have to fall down as much. Look above me and I look below me to see if there's any piglins coming to slap me. But there isn't, so I put all my stuff away and make my way down. And I notice there's a lot of zombie pigmen in here, and that's probably why there's not as many brutes and such waiting to attack me. But it's alright. Block off that. I throw some lava down this hole. Carefully look around. Slap a pig while he's off the cliff. There's a brute who runs to his death. I don't know why he does that. There's a bunch of these guys scattering down below. I just cast fireball and destroy the whole room with them. It's alright. There's a chest here with more golden carrots even. Gold block. Let's destroy a magma cube so we don't get pushed into the lava. I did die in a hardcore world to a magma cube pushing me continuously under the lava, and I couldn't get out. There's a netherite template, there's a debris, and there's an ingot. That's a lot of goodies. And I noticed there wasn't any pigs coming, so I just decided to get the rest of the gold. And now I'm just gonna fly out. I don't even need the rest of the gold from this treasure bastion. There's a lot of others that I could have collected, but I'm fine for now. I even passed up that bridge gold that was there. I'll get it later though, of course. We find our line again and run along it so we can go back into our base and sleep for the night. Well, there are a lot of things that we got from this trip to the nether, including netherite, including gold, some armor trims, a music disc, and some carrots. And so after we've sorted all of our things, I think it's only right to cook up some of the like 30 pigs that we fought in the nether. Now it's time to listen to that gassed music disc. I think it's one of the better music discs that have come out. And the drop hits really hard. Yeah, this drop. Alright. Okay, I think that's about enough of that. Time to brew up some more fire res because we ran out. Then it's time to duplicate these armor trims. Unfortunately, it uses a lot of diamonds, and that's really sad. But, you know, I guess it has to be done. Otherwise, we won't get the best gear. Here's a decision that may upset some people. I put mending on my bow. I craft up a water breathing potion as well. Get these pork chops out of here, they're fully cooked. I try to repair my bow a bit with these furnace. Then, crafting netherite ingots, I can upgrade 3 pieces of armor. Very nice. It will be my boots, my pants, and my hat. Also, why I put mending on my bow is because I just don't want to deal with making another bow. And I have the inventory space to hold arrows. Day 54, debris mining. Well, if we want to get netherite on all of our gear, we're going to have to get a bit more debris, and I feel like mining it is going to be better than exploring bastions. We go back down to our debris mine, start destroying every bit of netherrack there is, and it takes us quite a while to find any debris on this day. It's not a very lucky day for debris mining. I listened to Mog Swamp for a bit when he was talking about his ideas for an end update, and he was, saying how tedious it was to get to all of the end islands. And I can understand that, it is a tedium, but again, there are much more tedious parts in Minecraft, like ancient debris mining is extremely tedious. And this entire day, I've only found 4 debris. Now it's day 55, successful debris mining. Well, after that horrible luck yesterday, things are looking up so much. We find 10 pieces of debris this day, which is insane. There's so much extra netherrack we're not picking up, because we already have a full shulker of netherrack, and we do not need it. I mean, there's a potential if you get a sort of super smelter set up that has, unlimited fuel, then yes, you can turn all of your netherrack into nether blocks, or nether bricks, as they are called. But, yeah, we should just leave now, and fall asleep. Day 56, different village. Well, first off, we gotta empty all of our shulkers in our inventory. My goodness, an entire double chest filled. I upgrade that. Got our final piece of netherite gear on. We are covered in debris. Place our valuables in the chest. A little bit of trading. And I think to myself, hey, I could put something on this other half of the island on the beach part, but I never get around to doing that. Instead, I just go over to this desert over here, and I get distracted by a temple. Ooh, temple, what's in here? Could it be the desert armor trim? It is not. But we do find some gunpowder and some TNT, and we'll take those, because that's cool. We don't get this archaeology spot over here, because we're not going for sherds now. We'll screenshot this for later. We'll get some books for trading, and we will leave the villagers with a little present. Let's see what they do with it. And get back away, a little bit further away. Classic. Let's take some beds. Destroy a little house for our librarian setup. We'll destroy all the other job sites, so we don't want them being farmers here. Day 57, obscure librarians and more chopping. Well, first off, we've got to make a staircase that connects both halves of the village so all the villagers can go to this job site block. We'll make some more sandstone so we can easily block off the villagers that come by here. And then we'll screenshot our coordinates and we'll fly back. Because actually we need a little bit of emeralds before we trade. And also a little bit of paper too. Paper's good, always good. And we've got to get some wood, because wood will make sticks, wood will make emeralds. I always like getting librarians that only have 1 or 2 uses, and I like to go to other villages for them, because I don't like the idea of just keeping around several villagers right next to your base if they only have, serve one purpose for you. It's like, this is, you know, just a waste of keeping a villager around. Oh, we've gathered 5.5 stacks of wood, which should translate into around 80 emeralds or more if we trade them all up. It's getting late now, so we'll wait till tomorrow to refresh the trade. Day 58, stealing beds and more librarians. Well, I mean, we also want more librarians at our main base as well, so we're gonna have to steal some more beds. We trap ourselves in our librarian setup, but we can crawl and they can't, so we're smarter than them. We get some more of these beds from around. They even have cyan beds because desert villagers are men of culture and men of taste, and we also steal the rest of their job sites. We are the dictators here, and we have made it so that this village will only be a librarian. Now that we've yoinked every bed in Jerusalem, it's time to fly home. There's our trees appearing again. You know, I would wash these sheets, but I don't think villagers can catch diseases, so I think I'm fine. I'll throw a little bit more bread in so they can breed. Then it's off to making a ton of sticks to get a ton of profits. We still need to buy a lot of books. When I get really endgame, I usually end up trading iron for emeralds because I have a working iron farm. But today I'll just be using sticks because I have a very good axe. And pretty soon I'll have the very best enchantments. Starting off with Silk Touch. I'll lead this guy outside here, and I will place down another one. On the first try we get Aqua Affinity. Terrific. Now we can just wait and place down another lectern outside like so. And another villager will come in. There we go, trap him. It's night times, and they've already started breeding, which is very good. But I need more emeralds, because there's a trade that I really want. It's sharpness 5. And we need it to get it today, otherwise it'll roll over to something new in the next day. Day 59, full netherite mob hunt. Well, now that we have enchanted our gear with even better things, like sharpness 5, it's time to upgrade our sword and our axe to netherite, because I really like the look of them. And also they have higher durability and do more damage and things like that, but that's not important. What is important is that we look really swaggy with these zombie wings on. Yep. I think they look really cool. I used to just have a pink cape, but, you know, I figured I might as well wear this for a bit. We'll craft ourselves a bit more potions, and then we'll look out and think, you know, a mob farm could fit over here, couldn't it? And I'll start building it with all of the spare netherrack that we have. Want it to have about a 19-foot drop or something, so that the mobs are at very low health when they get down to the bottom here. I don't have Swift Sneak, so shifting and placing blocks down is actually kind of a pain right now. It's nighttime, and I figured rather than wait for the mob farm to give me more mob drops, why don't I just go over to this island next to me and start beating it up. A lot of creepers that explode, unfortunately. Like that one, but I couldn't see him, so it wasn't my fault. There's a lot of skeletons over here. I mean, the enemies are just so easy to fight when you've got a sharpness 5 netherite sword. I'm trying to get a couple of music discs tonight, but it's not really working out, so I switched to just killing everything in sight. And that seems to be working. I find that it's interesting, out of all of the mobs they've added over the years, I'm still fighting the same 4 mobs that they had back in beta, which is the zombie, the spider, the creeper, and the baby zombie. We get a rabbit's foot from killing that rabbit, which is pretty rare. Very nice. We also do manage to get both a carrot and a potato from a zombie tonight, but I don't really care about those. I care about this disc that is creeper dropped. Throw out some things and combine these bows. And yep, we are set to fight more mobs during the night. This night feels like it goes on a lot longer than most normal nights, but I guess it's just because I'm constantly active during this. Even 3 creepers is no match for me, and in fact I can kill 2 of them at once, like this. And the sun is now coming up. Everything's starting to look just a bit brighter. There's a baby zombie. But he's no match for us. We're just too good. And there's his dad in matching outfit. There we go. Everything's all fine and dandy. Day 60, Super Nether Fort Finding. Well, after flying back, we plug in a music disc. And we have a unicorn horn on our head out of an arrow. Start dancing pretty hard. You know, it's a decent song. I like it. But what I'd really like is a beacon. And for that, we need to find a good nether fort that has a lot of access over the lava. So all the mobs will spawn in the fortress and not around the fortress. And, yep, it's going to be quite a while to find one of these. I happen to come across this soul sand pocket. There's this very interesting pillar that goes all the way down to lava. I take a screenshot of it and then I fly off. Find myself another bastion. Don't need one of those at the moment, so just fly back. I'm continuing to fly further on into the nether. There's new terrain. That's while the lava is falling down. I'll ignore that bastion for now. Just kidding. I can't stray away from free gold. It's the freest gold there is. The bridge bastion gold. Alright, time to head off again. But, we get lost. So we have to make a couple U-turns. Done here. Go into the basalt. Make a U-turn here. Now we'll sneakily fly right under the layers down here. There we go. Oof, crash. Find ourselves another bridge bastion. And there's a ghast shooting at us. There's a piglin hitting us. We fell down. Uh-oh. Well, first things first, let's deal with the ghast. Now, he seems to be a bit harder to hit than most. Well, eventually we land right on top of him. Get some gunpowder, and then we see our piglin friend has been replaced by a zombie pigment. It's interesting. You get the gold for free, I suppose. Let's go off. There's a warp forest now. And then we see another bridge bastion sticking. This one's really hidden into the crimson forest. I guess that means that mobs won't be attacking us. They can't even get up here. They're huddled in this corner right here, and they're easy to take down. There we go. There's a hoglin here. Alright. Oh. There's a ghast that just spawned in. Might as well destroy him for another couple ghast tiers. I need those to respawn the dragon at some point. Not this playthrough, of course. There we go. Big, giant, open lava place. And there we go. There's our nether fortress. Hooray. First things first, we gotta pop a fire as we don't want to be shot to death by the blazes. Second, we'll get out our bow in case there's any gas around. Like that. And I think we should have fun hunting nethers for the next, wow, we already got a skull, huh? Well, hunting nethers for the next 20 minutes now. We already got a skull. Trying to be careful around this magma cream. It's next to a piglin, and I don't want to upset him. Light off some more of these wither skeletons, and the day's going to turn over. Day 61, skull collecting. Put on our elytra, because this fort is pretty big. We need to go back and forth in order to find all the skeletons that we need. And it's a good thing that we have sharpness 5, because... Ooh, I lost a word from that drop. But yeah, sharpness 5 takes care of them in 2 or 3 hits each time. Alright, let's put on our wings and fly again. It's so easy to see all the wither skeletons when you can just fly above the fortress. As I've come to edit this more and more, I realize why Luke the Notable's 100 Days Minecraft is only 30 minutes long. Because my goodness, does editing take a lot of time to do. This is 5 times as long as Luke the Notable's 100 Days playthrough. and it is really wearing on me. You know, I'll probably only continue and do a part 2 if this gets like 1,000 likes or something. It's not like I don't already have 100 parts of a hardcore series that literally no one has watched. Alright, from this guy is our second skull. And then, after we clear out these group of naughty skeletons, that brought us down to 3 hearts. There we go, we should see our third skull. There it is. Let's clear out the last of these guys. Clear out some blaze rods, and we should be good to go home. I think to myself, oh, I should bring a strider back home. But then I realized, getting a fishing rod is probably a bit more hassle than it's worth. So I decide to tunnel through, get attacked by a piglin instead. Does a lot of damage without my chest plate on. There's the end portal, so I know home is pretty close. There's this same zombie piglin again. I'll go past him. It's nighttime, I'll attack this zombie piglin. His friend comes out. Does a lot of damage to me. Day 62, wither prep and fight. Well, we can use all the coal that we've got from fighting wither skeletons, smelt up anything we need to. We'll also make a couple of buckets, and we'll go to the back here and get some of these cows for their milks. We'll create a little cake, because I love making cake in Minecraft. I don't like to do anything with it, but I think the novelty of creating a cake is still pretty high. Anyways, I'll get some of these fishies. They're going to be sacrifices to the wither. Get wither roses. The fishes work better than other animals because explosions can't destroy things that are in water. Also, the water can't be touching the wither, it seems. So I dig a netherrack thing around it, re-drink the potion of strength, and then I will shoot this thing down until the second phase. A long time ago, I died to the wither in hardcore, but that's because he got caught in a cave and I was being dumb and fighting him with my elytron, which I'm doing now, but I realized that I am an elytra, so I switched to my chest plate really quickly. And then I proceed to destroy him with my sharpness sword. Drink the milk to get the wither effect off. We'll throw out these fishies and get the wither roses and star. Day 63, mob farm building. Well, now that we've got a beacon and we've got ourselves a respawn anchor, we should build ourselves a mob farm. But first, I kind of want to get the respawn anchor charged up next to our portal for an achievement. We'll destroy this piglin here and come back to our base, where we need to take out a ton of netherrack. We also need to put the arrows back in our inventory. Craft up some more rockets. Yes, netherrack. Nice. And we will bridge out on each 4 of the sides and fill them with water. This is supposed to create the drain that will push the mobs into the middle so they'll fall down. Though to be honest, I feel like everyone watching has already built themselves a mob farm. I'll build out the spawning platform for the mobs at the very least, right up until it gets to nighttime. Then I'll just sleep up here, because I have a bed on me. Day 64, mob farm building 2. Well, we've got to fill in some more things with netherrack. Now we're filling in the walls of this place, which is pretty fun. Now we're filling in the roof of this place. Kind of missed one block there, but it's okay. Of course, most mob farms use trapdoors, and this one happens to use quite a bit of trapdoors, so I'm gonna have to destroy an entire spruce tree. I'll replant it, of course. I thought that 50 would be enough, but I was mistaken. Anyways, it gets dark again, because we've been building this for so long. Surely it'll all be worth it to get free mob drops. Also, I picked the one spot where our bed was obstructed by accident. Day 65, mob farm finish, and we'll do a mob hunt at night. Well, we've ran out of trapdoors, it seems. But that's not an issue because I can just go up and down freely by using the elytra. Once I open these trapdoors and block off all the hole in the ceiling, it should be functional, right? Well, there's a zombie here already. I think that's a good sign. I think I'll put some light on top of here so when I AFK at night, the rates will be better. I'll connect up some hoppers too, so I don't have to get close to get the mob drops. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait some more. There's a kitty moving by in the background. After about 5 minutes of waiting, there's absolutely nothing that dropped. Not sure what's happening in here. What's causing this? Not even any mobs in here to fight me. Well, I'll take these netherracks out. There's suddenly a zombie down here, but I'm more interested in getting a lot more mob drops. So I'm just going to go to the place that I went to that other night, and I'm going to hunt all these monsters. We can even set up this creeper to be shot for a music disc. Nice. I think we'll also set up this creeper for a music disc. Yep, there we go. That's a good wood. I think that's Melohi or something. I'll set up this creeper. And there's another music disc, but this one's bad music disc. I don't like that one. Oh, there's our first zombie horse. Make a loud noise. Jeez. Alright. Spider got betrayed. These skeletons don't seem to like these spiders. I'm trying to get the skeletons to shoot these creepers, but they blow up so much of the speech. Oh my goodness. All the way down to diorite. Now you can see so much sandstone. I get a double kill. That's kind of nice. Another creeper comes behind me just as I equip my chest plate. That almost could have killed me. I actually lost a hardcore to a creeper explosion while I was making an iron farm. And that kind of sucked because I had already established things at a new base 10,000 blocks away. I'd beaten the Ender Dragon and the Wither and things like that. And I was about 10 achievements or so away from perfection on that world. I love achievement hunting in Minecraft, by the way. If I don't know how to do something, I'll just look up a tutorial for it. I mean, oh wow, that guy killed the other creeper. I mean, yeah, I think it's just fun to try to get all of the achievements. Some of them are easy and some of them are so tedious. There's another music disc. I think it's 13. Day 66, cartography and flying. Well, we check on our mob farm. For some reason, there's a lot of mobs flowing down right now. That's kind of nice, I guess. But we already got a ton of extra and more from just regularly flying around in the night. Let's listen to this music disc. I think it sounds very lovely. Anyways, we need to level up a cartographer if we're going to find a woodland mansion to get ourselves some totems of undying. Because as fun as it is to play without totems of undying, I kind of like this world too much to let it go. But actually all of that will have to wait until the next day because empty this disk and log off. I'll log back on here again. Nice. We see ourselves that a pigman has spawned. We'll throw out his loot. It's junk to us right now. On our cartography table, farm up this sugarcane because we need papers. And this mob farm has nothing. Let's take out all these papers. It's important to trade papers to level up a cartographer. That's all he wants. Well, except for emeralds for blank maps, but that's a ripoff. Ain't no one gonna buy that. Now we'll sell him glass panes. Some people like to sell cartographers glass paints as the way to get their emeralds. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but I love axes too much to not use anything but axes on Fletchers. Well, we've had enough spare cash in order to buy ourselves a woodland mansion. We'll use these orange banners we just bought as decorations around the base. I think they look kind of nice. We have a really orange theme going on in our base. We'll head out in this direction. It's almost near the end portal, actually. But I don't want to fly in the dark, so I travel down here and sleep. Day 67, aerial sightseeing and mansion clearing. Well, there's a lot of pretty sights that we pass over. on the way to the Woodland Mansion. A lot of cool towns, some dark oak forests, birch forests, pale oak gardens, and even old-growth pine taigas. Unfortunately, we didn't find ourselves a trail ruins. I always keep my eyes peeled whenever I fly over taigas and stuff. Well, there it is, the mansion. There's a village nearby as well. I think that's pretty cool, so I'll screenshot it. I will open up this part, get our first totem, run away from these spikes, kill at least one of these Vex. Then I'll dig into the chicken jockey room and get destroyed by a Vex with a flame sword. Well, I clear out all these mobs up here if I want this chest, and it's got a Vex trim and a golden apple. Nice. Anyways, so long as I have a totem in my hands, I don't really have to worry about too much in this hardcore playthrough. I do run away for a bit in order to eat and destroy these guys. There's also way too many Vex here. There's a creeper I didn't see, and he destroyed the floor. Not sure where this guy came from, but he gave us another totem, so he's nice. Jump over this hole here. Destroy these Vindicators that are rushing at us. Ooh, kind of low. And the night's coming down, so I think we should fly over to this village, sleep on the roof. There are still Vexes following us. There's 3 of them in total. Day 68, Mansion Clearing 2. Well, you gotta clear out the rest of the mansion. Unfortunately, most chests in here are just kind of bad. You know, like a whole chest of aliens? Who wants that? We get packed against the wall, and we're at 1.5 hearts. Which is very scary, but we managed to get some food, catch a break, and continue fighting these guys. Now, it's pretty hard to see in here, but there is a baby zombie. Not this one, by the way. But the evoker drops a totem. A baby zombie picks it up, and he taunts me with it. So I have to teach him not 1 lesson, but 2 lessons. That's unfortunate. I find Woodland Mansions much harder than Trial Ruins. Because everything is so dark, and the Vindicators do so much damage. We find ourselves a cracked anvil, so that's pretty good. Throw out some rotten flesh for that. Store our stuff in our shulker. And then we will find ourselves to a pumpkin and melon room. It's not very useful to us right now. We accidentally put our food away, so we got that back out. We go to the prison room. The creeper just doesn't seem to care. And then we kill him later. Kill some more creepers. And then we mark down the location of this trapped little blue guy, delay. Find ourselves a 13 disc in there, and we decide, there's probably no loot that we want left in there. So we're gonna hightail it out of there. We're gonna end up on top of a nice grove or jagged peaks that are nearby. Sort our inventory and watch the sun as it sets and reflect on life. The 2020s are already half over right now. Day 69, disappointing deep dark. This happens to be a not nice day. So we travel down into this cave. It doesn't lead us directly to the deep dark, so then we just dig down in the stone anyways, even though we're not supposed to do that. But it really doesn't matter, because we've got a totem in our hands. Death is meaningless. We trigger a level of the warden, I think. And we take some loot out. Sort our inventory again. There is a skeleton skull here, which I'll take that. There is Cat, the music disc. I'll take that. Make an anvil, so if I find Swift Sneak, I can put it right on my pants. But, spoiler alert, we don't find Swift Sneak 3. Only Swift Sneak 1. It's so dark and hard to see in here as well. And at some point I just give up on trying to not alert these sensors, because they're way too near to all of these chests. Yep, there's already one activated again. And well, I can destroy this one without activating it and get ourselves another good hoe. Yeah, that one you can't destroy it without activating it. So The warden is gonna spawn soon. I've just gotta fly away. I'll hit my head in the ceiling, but it's alright. As long as the warden doesn't see me when he pops out, I should be good. As long as I don't go back to there in 2 minutes. I feel with anything Minecraft related that they don't know about, they should just try it out in a creative world and see the best strategies that they can come up with to get around it. Ooh, a ward armor trim. It's not silence, but I'll take it. But if you do that, you'll realize, oh, the warden isn't really scary unless you, like, deliberately just stay right by where he spawns. And, you know, that's not, it's not what I want to do when I'm exploring these places. I want to just get in and get out as fast as I can. And, as it turns out, the warden can't really do anything if you do things like that. Now, the day is about to roll over. Day 70, Deep Dark Departure. Well, this has been less than fortunate. There is a spot of diamonds here, and I'll take that. Even though there's wardens nearby. I don't really mind them anymore. I'm already seeing chests that I've already found, and I'll decide to just pillar up. I'll pillar up with wool, so no wardens can see me. I still have a totem, by the way. I didn't even pop it during the Deep Dark adventure. And, ooh, ouch, ouch. I'm almost dead now. Jeez. But, I can fly out of this cave now. And after this experience, I'm gonna head straight home. Is what I would say if I didn't get distracted by a bunch of beehives. Oh man, think of all the bees and honeys that I could get from this. Use my silk touch axe now. It's only a 2 beehive. This one is also a 2 beehive. No total bee location yet. Here's a meadow. I think that's important, but it's not. There's a double bee that goes into there. And that's total bee location. I'll try to look around for that trail ruins more, but don't find it. I found myself a little outpost. There's a guy who's aura farming on top here. And he's actually kind of making it hard. But I'll take this goat horn. Thank you. I'll screenshot this allay. I'll go to the meadow and I'll sleep. Day 72, homecoming distractions. Well, there's a lot of roses I chopped down. Need to breed the bees after all. Surely I'll plant the bees. I get distracted by this gravel. It's not a part of a trail ruins. Then I think to myself, I should sort my inventory. Then I think to myself, why not breed up these turtles? We don't have any turtle eggs, and turtle eggs are useful for a couple farms, especially gold farms. I want to get a beacon. So anyways, we got way more seagrass than we really needed, because we only needed to breed like 2 turtles. This turtle finishes fast, and this turtle, I'll let him wait a moment. Get these eggs out of here. One of them dropped into the ocean. Thankfully that didn't harm him. Yeah, he's still going here. Gara over here is doing all his sand jutsus. I think I'll load him back in by going out and in. Alright, that seems to have fixed him. Yeah, the day is almost noontime. Alright, I'll take these eggs and I'll destroy him for troubling me. Alright, let's go home. I mean, I've already had enough adventure for a while now, and I need to sort my inventory. It's got a lot of this deep dark stuff. Put in a music disc. It's a pretty good one. Cat's a classic. Gotta dance to it. And while we're at it, let's deposit our stuff and take a quick little snooze. Day 72 potion making. I actually spent a lot of this day AFK. That's why there's not really much I get done here. Other than inventory, I put this in our food chest. Not sure why I put bees in the food chest. I'm not really a bear or anything. I throw our hose into the tools chest, put our trim in the treasure chest, cook up some of that amber, get some of these potions out. These night vision potions would have helped me a lot in the deep dark, but I didn't think to bring them at the time. So now they're going to be in the backup chest. Yeah, I think to myself, potions require glass and glass requires sand, so let's dig out this beach that's right next to our base. Smelt it up using the wither coal, and now we can craft ourselves some more potions. Of course, I didn't realize we already had a big stockpile of water bottles, but you know, more's always good. Day 73, stone cutter. Well, we'll take our potions out, take our glass out, craft these into panes, and sell these off. Now we'll level up our stone cutter, because stone cutters are really good ways of getting experience. When you get experience from these villagers, you can repair your weapons really easily. My elytra is almost repaired again. Fill up our backup chest with potions, and now I think it's a good time to have a second backup chest with an anvil, and lava, and rockets. In order to level up our stone cutter, we'll either need to trade him stone or andesite or diorite. So I think just mining this stone will be good enough. We'll fill in this hole of water, by the way. Make the area look a little nicer. And then we'll trade the stone. And he's leveled up. Nice. We can buy some terracotta and buy some quartz. When you look at that, our armor is fully repaired. We'll check out some more books. So we need to buy some more mending, I think. Whoops. Craft this. Whoops, that's silk touch. Alright, break it by hand. There we go, another mending book. Let's put mending on our silk touch pickaxe, because I don't know why I didn't have that. Store our stuff, and quit for the day. Nice. Well, it's the next day, and we will play this again. Hooray! Everything is loading in slowly, it's raining. We'll take our silk touch hoe out and sleep a little. Day 74, cherry trees. Well, I've got it in my head that I should probably build an Enderman farm. I built one in my survival playthrough, and it was very effective at getting XP. I got the idea by watching Hermitcraft 11, where Will's Knight built a ender, as he called it. We're going to pick up 2 bee nests along the way. One of them's got 2 bees, one of them's got 3 bees. But where my farm differs from his is that the non-spawnable blocks that I'm going to be using are these pink cherry blossom leaves, because there are just a ton of them all over the cherry biome. And I like the look of pink wood as well. I used the pale oak log in my survival world. Hermitcraft's design uses double layers of carpets, because you can get string very early on to make carpets and wool. I have to say, I used to be pretty upset when they were announcing like cherry biomes, because it was, you know, in my mind, I'm like, ugh, another wood type. But if I think of the new Minecraft as just a little bit of a different experience from old Minecraft, you know, I can kind of get behind it and be like, well, yeah, pink wood, that sounds cool. It sounds awesome. I want to build with it. Because at that point, we already had oak, spruce, birch, dark oak, acacia, crimson, and warped wood. I'm also forgetting jungle, mangrove, and bamboo planks. We have 2 stacks of cherry logs and 8 stacks of leaves. Our shears are broken, so I'm using the silk touch hoe. Place the bed in the air and go to sleep. Day 75, Enderman farm situated. Well, now that we've got a ton of leaves, it's time to head back home. Our home is getting quite filled out here. I'm gonna craft a minecart, some rails. That's where the endermite's gonna sit at. I'm gonna craft an enchanting table. We're gonna bring some more bookcases along, go to the end, and we're gonna realize that there is a deep slate diamond ore right here that we never noticed before. Let's turn these to obsidian and get through here. There's actually quite a bit of diamonds here. And we're going to throw out the remaining junk into this eternal burning netherrack. We'll carve a path behind us on the obsidian pillar that we spawn on in the end. We'll look over the edge very carefully, then start to place a lava. Because if we want to get down to the lowest point of the end, we need to use lava and water to create an elevator. In the meantime, while we're waiting for the lava to flow, let's just kill off some endermen, because we're going to need a bunch of ender pearls in order to get an endermite. And alright, a little bit more. There we go. I think that's enough pearls for now. The lava seems to have reached the bottom. That means I'll pick it up and put some water here. There you go, it's a giant cobblestone thing all the way down. We just need to very carefully go to the bottom. Make sure not to drown ourselves in the middle of this, but make sure not to fall into the void either. We do have our elytra on, and we also have rockets in our hotbar. We can take a small amount of drowning damage, as long as we don't get pushed off here. There we go. Now we can place it in peace. And this line is looking pretty good. We're going to be measuring out 128 blocks so that there will be nothing around to interfere with the farm. We'll go a little bit further actually. But yeah, this seems good. Now we will block off the water so we can use this as an elevator to get down easy. And the elevator to get up. We're probably just going to be using our elytra, but it is there as an option. Alright, now I think we should get some more obsidian because we're probably going to make more portals. And the easiest way to get that is to just mine down from the highest obsidian pillar. And then we'll go back to the overworld. Looks very dark here. This is the same cherry grove biome that we were just at. So we can see there's a lot of leaves still hanging in the air. As we're flying back, we can see a beautiful sunset rising, and we'll get some more water. Day 76, pink block placing. Well, we need to work more on that Enderman farm. But first, we need to get some name tags. And then we'll walk past our pig man, go into the end, go behind us, eat a golden carrot, and take our little water elevator down. It's very safe, and you don't even drown. Alright, now we'll walk to the end. And at here we will place a platform made of leaves as well. I'll be using a farm design by Ray T. Good. I'll link in the description. It's an excellent Enderman farm, and it's very easy to build. You want to build a funnel out of leaves that leaves the Enderman on 1 heart when they fall down. Also, I'm just building a little enchanting setup next to this because I am going to enchant some stuff with all of the levels I'm going to get from this. I'll make sure to cover it with leaves though because I don't want Enderman spawning on it. Alright, so the next thing to do is to just continue building these rings of leaves. I have a hard time following directions all at once, and I need to constantly be reminded. This is the 13th ring that needs to be turned into planks, or blocks that can have Endermen spawn on them. I'm using wooden planks because the pink leaves and the pink pulsing from the end, it matches very well. Day 77, Ender XP farm complete. Well, we are going to expand the outside of the cherry platform a little more so we have better spawn rates. And then we'll build a trapment for our Endermite friend, who we have a name tag for. And we'll put him in an Ender cart. It takes around 20 pearls to get the first Endermite going. We have to heal in the middle of this, but eventually we get it. And I try to name tag him, but I don't. I thought I did, because I clicked, and it just didn't register. You have to name tag him before you get him in the minecart. So anyways, we are exiting. We are destroying all these planks here, having all the Endermen fall down, except for those two, which want to attack me first. So I fly away. And only when I come back do I realize, oh, he's not name tagged. The Endermen aren't falling in the middle. So I gotta rebuild this again. I don't know. The more I watch 100 Days hardcore videos, the more I realize this video seems a whole lot like the My Perfect Start to hardcore videos. If you don't know, it's where people try to do everything they can to get a perfect start to hardcore Minecraft, including getting perfect gear, including getting farms, including beating the Ender Dragon, getting Elytra, and, well, our farm is complete. At least it should be. I'll open up these trapdoors and delete all these leaves. And I will fly back here. Oh, the hard landing. Yep. Let's turn this platform a bit so I don't accidentally fall off. And it looks to be working in order. All the orbs are coming right in. All the enemies are dying right so. I think it's extremely loud. I don't know how loud it is compared to my voice, but I know that it is pretty loud whenever I use it. It is extremely loud, but it repairs all our tools. I'm going to put away the rest of our leaves here. Just get a bit more experience for the go. Repair all our tools and back home. Nice, it's nighttime, so we'll take a snooze. Day 78, enchant and repair. Well, it's going to be a very boring day today. We'll put away all those ender pearls. We'll take out a lot of these tools. And we're going to put them in our shulker box, as well as craft another grindstone. I'm going to move past Mr. Piglin here onto our end portal. I think we're going to move this thing up so that we don't have to keep falling down a scuffed staircase every time we want to go to the end, which will probably be frequently now that we've built the Ender. We've got to build it in the right X and Z coordinates though, otherwise it won't link up properly. There we go, light it, we're in. Links up properly, very good, I'm pleased. Alright, now we'll just try and do a test flight down to our area. Coming in quite hot, but we only take a little bit of damage. Doesn't even register on our armor, I don't think. Alright, now we're placing down a grindstone, taking out all of our tools, putting them in our offhands, and repairing them. On to the next one. Drop a little bit more enderman. Nice. Well, I think that's all of our mending tools for now. Now let's try to put some better enchantments on them. First, de-enchant them. Then we will take out our lapis and enchant them in our enchanting table. It's going to be a while though. I don't have infinite emeralds for books, but I do have infinite experience now. So I will just have to work with what I have. Honestly, it's not clear why I even left this part in. It's not really interesting in the slightest. It's just like a full, 3 minutes of me enchanting and swiping and disenchanting and, I mean, I feel like you get the point after the first 20 seconds, but whatever. I'm not gonna go back and re-edit this because I'm already 20 days into editing this and I'm just tired. Day 79, prepare for Blackstone. Well, we are still repairing, enchanting our weapons, to no one's surprise. That's actually kind of good enchantment though. That's nice. We'll use our anvils to combine some of these decent pickaxes into actually good pickaxes. We'll put mending on some of them as well so we can repair them while we're at the farm. And the last couple swings, everything's repaired and we're home. We've got to clear out of our inventory because we are going to the Nether for a final trip for ancient debris, but also some blackstone, but also some nether quartz, and maybe even some golden nuggets. So we are preparing our tool chest. We have our backup chest, and we have our 2 blue chests that'll hold all of our junk. I thought about expanding our staircase down, but then I realized, nah, we already have a staircase down and it's functional. Why do I need to expand it? Now, initially I thought I was going to